you should be able to hear me now. Yeah, now I gotta turn my mic on. What's up, Balor? I am fixing all these problems. Gotta gotta fly by the seat of my pants when I'm going solo like this. But welcome everybody to Amateurish Productions. We are doing some mini painting today with our special first official sponsor, Eldritch Foundry. So they were awesome enough to get us these minis. These are some like pretty special minis as well. There's a little bit of a story here. While I might be the only founder in stream tonight, I have with me here Benjamin and Katie. These are actually going to be they're slightly oversized. So if they are supposed to be like a 1 inch base miniature, these are about a 2 inch base miniature. Yeah, 2 inch, as you can kind of see by the camera here. But what does that mean? Like, why is that the way it is? Well, the reason is these are going to be their cake toppers. They're having a special celebration here soon. It does have Ben's mustache. It was kind of necessary. But these will be on their cake for whenever they have a special ceremony here in the upcoming month, I believe. It's like in a month from now or something like that. So I figured I would paint these up for them and add a little bit of that personal touch to such a special day for them. This will be like, I think, their like third celebration for some family in the States that were not able to join the two of them over in Europe whenever we all took our first part of the summer break. That being all said, super happy to have everybody here today. Make sure you say hi, stop in the chat, say what's up. If you have any questions, shoot them. We're just here to kind of like hang out, talk, and paint. So, welcome. Let me get some music going. That should be a good level. But yeah, it's just like some chill background music. I will have some awesome codes to give away. Let me actually get those ready for us all right now. So that way we're good to go for whenever the time comes. But yeah, we do have some awesome giveaways for Eldritch Foundry tonight on stream. I'll be giving away I think it's 2, maybe 3 gift cards, like digital gift cards, to use on Eldritch Foundry's website. You can make your own custom miniatures, and I've been on the site a bunch, playing around. They have all different kinds of species and classes, styles of game. Like if you want to be a pirate, you can be a pirate. If you want to be out of steampunk, you can be out of steampunk. And I mean like 2070s, whatever that game is that everyone was crashing all the time on their computers. Little stuff like that. Just wanted to kind of like break it up. How's everybody else doing? I see we got a Balor in the chat. Gotta love that. How's your day going, Balor? Yes, it did release broken. And now they have like another game coming out already. Wasn't Steampunk 2077 in production for like a decade or some shit? It still got released broken. Oh my gosh, thank you, Al. It has been 12 months. Wow. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to us. Actually, that's what this is for. This is for like the big birthday cake toppers that we're doing, Yeah, development for 7 years. Nuts. But while my Google Chrome is taking forever to do some things. Let's talk about paint selections for today. I had been talking to Katie a little bit offline, and she had mentioned that she loves the color purple. So I was thinking that for today, this dress, we're gonna make it purple. As you can see, there is a lot of fabric and material on here, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get that going. And then what we can do is then we can maybe we'll start with a little bit of like a darker purple and then add some highlights all around that, and that'll be really fun. And then she is holding a book here, so we can get the pages painted. You got a scroll here on her hip, and then then you just got some skin tones and hair tones to do, along with what looks like maybe some sand. I'm getting some like Jasmine vibes from Aladdin. It'll be fun. Like if Jasmine from Aladdin was like a sorceress, kind of fun. All right. Yeah, and then we have Ben here, who is looking fairly strapping with a large mustache that is not, a cat fursona or something. It's just a mustache. But then he's also wearing this awesome duster. I love a good duster with a character, so I was really happy to see Ben choose that for this like cake topper. And then, Ben has more of like a fair complexion compared to Katie. So I think, with the little bit of skin that we're going to get on Ben's face, I think what would make it look really nice is if we did like a green shirt, because we're going to have probably like a leather brown duster to go for the majority of this. And then, we have some pants and boots. So we'll probably make the boots that same leather brown, and we can make the pants something else. Maybe like a dark, maybe not, I don't want to do black, but maybe we'll make some sort of gray to go with it, and that'll kind of also contrast with this stone that he has for his base as well. So yeah, I got a lot of fun. We'll do like a little gold or bronze or copper accent on the belt, and then he's not really holding anything, so he's kind of got this like I am the Buddha, like open hand pose, if you can see my hand on screen now. So that'll be fun. You want Ben for some purple? I don't want them to match like completely though, and I don't want to like, as much as we like, give him some grief about being like Waluigi or Wario or whatever. We'll do him right for this one. We'll do him right. I think the hardest thing I'm gonna have today is going to be like doing his hair, honestly, and Katie's hair too. I might throw up some like reference photos of these two goobers, just so I can like get the colors exactly the way I want them. But that is, the stream is early. We are still fairly early in this. Looks like we're 12 minutes in now. So let's get painting. I don't want to waste any more time. But before I do that, Katie would have a picture of herself that is like all red. But I'm going to download this one. And I'll download that one. And then, who knows, I'll just like throw them into OBS real quick. But I think we're going to start with Ben. So let me just load up this image of Ben. There he is. There's Ben. And I think we're gonna start with Ben today. So I'll just put him over here as kind of like our reference for what we're doing. This will help kind of, you know, there's a little bit of like a shadow on this image, but you know, it'll give me like a basic idea of what I want to do for like a skin tone and hair color. And then when we switch over to Katie, we will, you know, do the same thing all over again. All right, let us get rolling. So, like I had kind of mentioned, we have Ben wearing this like wonderful leather duster. So let's just start by painting that, and we'll paint his boots, and we'll go from there. So we'll start the palette, throw some paint in. I don't think I'm gonna go with like just that. So what else have I got here? This prismatic paint. We got Elfic Flesh. I think this is what I'm going to use for Ben's skin tone. It looked like a pretty light cream color, so I figured that'd be good for Ben. And I might be able to just add like a dash of Harvest Brown or something to the regular fair skin tone to get Katie's more olive complexion. Maybe even this desert sand would be okay. And then it would kind of go with like the base a little bit. We got some white, dragon white. So you always, like, no matter what colors you're doing, I find that you always want to like just put some white, you want to put some black in your palette. Just because like you're gonna like want to change the hues of stuff. And, you know, water is gonna like help you get there, but you can't just count on water to make your colors lighter because they are still gonna dry and dry a little bit darker. So that being said, I'm going to start setting up my palette. I'm not putting like a shit ton of paint everywhere. But I am putting like enough paint, you know, like just like get things going. Like there's my black, I have my white there. Everything is like super dark or super bright, but you know, then I got the brown there. So then what I'll do is, after watching, you know, like a bajillion videos on how to go about this, just like wipe off your brush a little bit. Get most of the water out of there, and then pull this out and get going. So I'm gonna like start with this, like I'm gonna add a little bit of black to make this darker, and then what we'll do is we'll add, you know, a thin layer of this stuff, and then we will add more of the like plain Jane leather color. You can kind of see me mixing the paint right now. And from there, then we'll start, that'll be like our middle highlight. So this is kind of like our base that's gonna cover the most of the mini. And then we'll have, you know, a medium highlight, which is just like the regular color. And then we'll do a little bit like of a lighter color. And what that will do is, you know, give us some nice, you know, realism and add a little bit of depth to the mini. So it's not just like a flat brown all over this thing. As y'all come into the chat, say hello, drop a hello line. Tell me how your day's been. Let's get painting. I don't know where I got this little mini holder, but I got it like a few years ago at PAX Unplugged, and I freaking love it. It's one of my favorite things to use while painting. You see some sticky tack, and your minis usually stay on the top of here pretty well. Goodness gracious. So let's rock and roll. Balor, how has work been? Another thing with like leather and stuff like this, you don't want to put your brush in a ton of different directions. I know I just committed to sin that way, but I'm trying to clean it up. And I primed all these bad boys yesterday. So, and bad girl, we got Katie here too. Primed them all yesterday, so they had pretty much like a full 24 hours at least to dry through and get that prime coat cured up. Just using some like Krylon can paint, like no big deal. It's really nice, and although like a lot of people recommend to use like black to do like the slap chop stuff, I'm never sure exactly what my palette's going to be, so I figured getting the gray was going to be fairly safe in terms of, you know, in case I go lighter, it's fine. It's like a good all-around color to be using. So let's just get this painted. Need to move a little bit of that. I was very excited about this. Last week, in preparation for this, I went to my local game store, shout out to Greg's Games, and got a whole bunch of paint. Probably like way more than I needed, for sure. But now I just have more paint to paint minis. You can never have too much paint, I think is the saying. From my knowledge of this sport that is mini painting. I might turn the brightness up a little bit again. Yeah. Does that make it better to see everybody? Work has been good, super busy today. Well, you know, you're getting into the heart of summer, Balor, and people are gonna be celebrating, I guess. I don't know if celebrating is the right word, but it is a word. What's nice about making your own wet palette is you can add some extra water to it. You just have it sitting there on the top, and then you can thin out your paints a little bit while you're going, which just helps you get like a thinner coat, and you can apply it a little bit faster. Since we are going to be doing, like I had mentioned at the start of this, several layers, because we're going to kind of do like this this bottom base layer that's going to cover the whole thing, and then we're going to add some highlights as we go. Just add more depth to the actual mini itself and make it look pretty. Painting minis is like such a fun catharsis, and if you've never done it, I highly recommend it. You can just like forget about all the problems that you might be having or experiencing and just, you know, get lost in painting and making up a story for some miniature figurine, you know? Like what's the deal with this version of Ben? Now, for example, this is like a perfect time to kind of talk about what I mean with having these like various like highlights and stuff. I kind of envision that with this jacket, this duster, he has the sleeves like rolled back and up on here. So what I'll do is I'll paint this for this base coat, and then I'll hit it with the lighter highlight to show that, like, you know, the fabric itself is like rolled up. Which is fun. And now that I think I have my paint as thin as I want it to be for this, it's going a lot more smoothly for me. And again, this is like a fabric. You imagine, or like a leather, not a fabric, but like a leather duster. So you're gonna try your best to kind of be consistent with your strokes. And then it's always a challenge to get into like the little crevices of each miniature, but you know, just do it. Just the only way you're gonna get better at it is by like painting them and practicing, you know. Colonel Blah, hola, how's it going? Oh man, already hitting me with a posture check and a drink. I've just been all over here lost in my feelings, just chatting away. Let me get a drink here in a second. But I need to do a better job of like actually keeping the minis on screen. Again, for anybody joining now, just so you know, these are special minis because while I don't have Ben and Katie here on the stream with me tonight, I do have miniatures of them that are going to be used as cake toppers. So that is kind of like the whole fun deal for tonight. We're doing cake toppers for a ceremony that they're having, I think in like a month or so. So that'll be a ton of fun, and this will give a lot of, you know, this is like their personal flair. They love their tabletops. And what better way to celebrate that fact than to have the tabletop toppers for their cake. So that's what's going on. That's what we're working on here. And then I would say probably in like another half hour, we're going to do a giveaway. So that's fun. Maybe even less. We'll see. Colonel, you're still digesting the pre-recorded session thing? What are your thoughts on that, Colonel? Tell me what you're thinking. What do you mean by digesting? Yeah, it really is. Well, I mean, for the DM, that is a fair point. I do understand that aspect of it for Ben specifically. But I think also for us, it's going to be really good because it's going to allow us to kind of have that like emotional tension not be lost week to week. I think that was like one thing that we talked about when we were planning all this stuff, was that like a big thing that we feel is like sometimes, you know, we're, you know, just like everybody else, like we're not super special here, but like everybody has their lives. And when you do like a weekly campaign like this, sometimes like those big moments that would have like a lot more feeling carried out from one session to the other kind of get lost because, you know, you're dealing with rent, spouses, life, like whatever like, you know, the universe is throwing at you, you know. So we thought that, you know, personally, like I thought this, and then I know Ben and Katie also kind of felt the same, that with having all of these sessions kind of like pre-recorded and stuff, we're going to like knock it all out in like a couple days. So we'll have like those raw feelings of what's happening just like continually on the back of like in the back of our minds, rather than having to like hold on to it for a week. Okay, what was my headspace? What was my character thinking? So we think that ultimately it'll be better for an experience for the players, being able to just like get all of it out in like one go of a weekend, and also better for the viewers because you're getting more of like this connected feeling. And also like it's just so much, it is honestly like so much better for us to like be sitting at a table together. We will still have that because although we're gonna like film it all in like you know, one weekend, what's gonna happen is like we're going to do like a 2.5 or 2 hour session, and Ben will still have those moments where he's like, and that's where we're gonna stop for right now. So like there's still gonna be like this whole like, oh my god, how could we stop right now, like we want to keep going. But you know, instead of it being a week, we're just gonna take like an hour break, maybe get some food or something, and then come back and pick up right where we were. So I think that there's still going to be a lot of these like moments where it's like very like gotcha, and like the tension has been like pulled the right way and everything else. I definitely am not super concerned about that. Although that is like a valid, response and concern for that, because, that's like another cool thing about D&D is like, oh, now I gotta wait a week. So like we're kind of, we like kind of weighed that option with just like getting more consistent headspaces for the characters. 2-hour session. Yeah, it's 2-hour sessions just because we feel like it's like more digestible for audiences. Like people are like way more down to like watch, like sit around for like a 2-hour session than like a 5-hour one. Not that there's anything wrong with 5-hour sessions. I used to have a group that would like, we would just like do like a whole Saturday, kind of like I think how you do it sometimes, Colonel, with doing like a 2 or 7-hour session kind of a thing. So we would definitely have moments like that on Saturdays where we'd have like at least one meal, if not 2 meals. Like we would like show up for lunch, order lunch and start playing, and then just like keep going. So we're gonna kind of get that vibe of like the all-day session, because you're gonna see us play like 5 sessions in a day, or like something like that, 4 or 5 sessions in a day. So Ben's jacket is coming along nicely. Now I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit more of this darkness. You guys can't exactly see it, but taking this little tiny bit of black, just the tiniest bit of black, mixing it with some of this brown leather, and then watering it down a little bit to get thin coats. And then this is going to be like our base color if you are just joining us. Once we get done with this, we'll do some highlights. And because I like have these watered down layers, it's also allowing me to like do really thin coats. So then I might have to do a couple extra coats, but I feel like I have a lot more control over it as I'm doing it. So then you might be wondering why I made this dark pile of color, and it's because I'm going to attempt now to do the inside of his jacket. It's a little hard for me to like show y'all, but if you give me like a minute and I'll be done, and then I can really show you what I was talking about here. Ben's face just fell in the water. It's okay. It's okay. Just giving Ben a swirly. No big deal. Anyways, we alternate. You still do 8 once a week. That is a commitment, Colonel. I salute you. We alternate who brings food for the day. That's super fair. We would do that too. I'm curious how the story is going to continue, and I'm looking forward to it. Yo, we are all looking to see how this story continues. I think, like, you know, we left off with, like, the fact that we saved Rev's, like, step orphan children siblings, and now we gotta go save Katie's children because her ex-husband or whatever has them, like, in his, like, mansion or some shit. So yeah, and now no Rev, so that's gonna be fun. We'll see how that goes for us. But there might be some surprises up our sleeves. As, like, a production, I mean. I'm not going to reveal all the secrets. But we've spent, like, you know, at this point, between Ben, Katie, and myself, all together, you know, probably a couple dozen hours just, like, planning and having meetings and talking about how we're going to do this and what direction and, like, how we're going to deal with losing Ryan and Rev. So it'll be nice once we get actually going again with this next season. And we, like, are super excited to, like, take it in this direction because we know there aren't a ton of shows out there. There are a couple, but there aren't a ton that are doing this, and I think that our approach to it is also going to give us, like, kind of something different that a lot of people aren't doing. So I think all in all, we're, like, very excited about it, and we hope y'all are too. So I'm taking, like, the rest of this darker leather brown that I made, and I'm hitting, like, the shadowy areas of where this leather is kind of, like, naturally, you know, folding in. And I'm trying to blend it in with the rest of it. Alright, so we'll give that like a second or 5 to dry out a little bit. And while I'm waiting for that to dry, I think what I will do is drink my water. Are you doing herringbone in a bathroom or a kitchen? Or just a hallway? Herringbone is not the easiest thing to do. You're always doing such random, crazy shit, Colonel. I commend you. Ah, cool. That's gonna look really nice, I imagine. Yo, I totally get that. That's why I started fly fishing. I was like doing regular spin reel, and it just was like not fun compared to, like, it wasn't a challenge as much. So the fly fishing has definitely been like my challenge to myself. I've been having so much fun doing it. All right, y'all. I think we are going to do our first giveaway. Now, there are 6 of you lurking / talking. So if you would like to be entered into this giveaway, type in EF into the chat, and that will enter you into getting one of these. We have a $25 gift card for Eldritch Foundry. And I think I'll give it like 5 minutes. So at 8:04 I will pick somebody. Awesome. So like I said, now I have this second layer where we're gonna do just like the base leather paint. Just a little bit of water and mixed in with it. Because what's gonna happen is, because it's so thin, it's gonna work in with the darker color that was underneath of it nicely. All right, we got 3 people entered so far. Yo, if you're in the chat and you have friends that paint minis, tell them to jump in. You have officially... What was I doing? At 7:56, I'm going to announce it. So you have 4 more minutes if you want to get any friends in here who also paint minis, and or even just like tabletop RPG players that play in person or digitally. I'm not going to discriminate here, and would like to have a custom mini of their player character that they can either have printed by Eldritch Foundry and ship to you, or if you have your own 3D printer, they do sell just STL files, so you can do that also. PC man, how have you been doing? And keep in mind, everybody, that we have a couple more of these giveaways to do for the whole evening. So if you don't get this one, you might just get the next one. I think it also helps to do that darker base coat a little bit because you can have like this regular intermediate coat kind of, you know, give it some base behind it and some oomph. Working at the moment. Awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate you checking in. Also, I haven't painted minis in so long, and it is so unfortunate. I need to do this more often. Every time I do this and do one of these streams, I just am reminded how enjoyable it is. So now with this giveaway, you too can enjoy, you know, painting some minis. I also need to do more of these streams like this, so that way I can get better at presenting minis while I'm painting them for a stream. Because I have like the tendency, like everybody else, to want to like pull the mini close. And when you do that, other people can't see it as well. All right, it's time. Random number picker. And we're generating. All right, Al the PC man, you have been our first winner tonight. Congratulations, you just won a $25 gift card for Eldritch Foundries. Stick, if you want, I think you follow me on the burning ship that is Twitter. If you would be so kind as to send me a DM with your email address on Twitter, I will be able to send you over the code and you can get it that way. Congratulations. And don't worry, Balor and Colonel, we still have a couple more to go. I just wanted to make sure I got the first one done because I didn't want to do all of them at once. That's awesome. Do you have a PC in mind that you would be interested in creating out of the bat, or are you gonna have to like think about this? And or if you like DM IRL, are there any NPCs that you would have interest in printing out for your players to interact with? I need to do a way better job at doing that. Sorry, y'all. Excellent. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do his boots. That would be super cool if you printed one for your wife. That'd be so sweet. I guess now you have to answer the question, what is your wife's class? Just enjoying the painting. And the music. This music is so happy. Do 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 do. I won't break all of y'all's eardrums though. I won't keep singing. That's too much hand. Too much hand on the stream. Can't catch any breaks as a lefty. Nice. Cool. All right, time for the next bit, which is going to be I think I'll save those highlights for dry brushing, maybe. Let's get more of this actual thing painted. Polished silver is not what we need. What else do we got here? I got so many freaking colors to choose from. Lich skin could be fun. Actually, let's paint Ben's shirt next, so that way it'll give us like a better choice at what we want to do for his pants. 0. Excellent. Silly Ben with his silly face on the screen. Doing his shirt right now is also going to give his boots and jacket a chance to dry up a little bit too, which will be nice. And I think what I'm going to do next with this specifically is I'm going to do this little collar, so I have to be careful. Because if I do too much paint, he's gonna have a green neck. And we don't want that for Ben. Perfect. Excellent. Perfect. Ben's shirt is coming out very well. Great. Ben's looking more alive by the minute. Cool. So now what are we doing with like his pants? Should we do... I don't want to do like blue jeans, right? Like we don't want to do that. Go for it, Colonel. His headshot does look like it's for like Match.com or some bullshit. Gotta shake the paint. Oh, Katie, it's like my head's on a cloud. Dusty brown. That's a good option there, Balor. So I take a drop of this, and I take a drop of that, and I mix it up. So what I did there was I want to do like my final highlight with the lime green by itself. So what I did to kind of help get it there was I took the original green that I was using and did like a 50-50 split with some of this lime green. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit about 50% of the shirt with this 50-50 mix. And then maybe even make something a little bit darker from the original to help blend it in a little bit better even. So then I can clean off my paintbrush, get most of the water off, and then very, very lightly, very delicately. So if like the last coat to get that extra green was like 50% coverage, this is going to be like 10%. And I'm just hitting like the tops of the shit. And that gives just a little bit more texture to the shirt. Wish you guys could see what I'm doing. That'd be nice. So then I go back to the other one just to help blend it in a little bit. Cool. Then the shirt's done. And we got these like highlights and everything. They're very subtle highlights, but that's kind of what you want. Cool. Now, oh yeah, Christian Mingle, definitely Ben. Dusty Brown. Let's see what this Harvest Brown is all about. And then the other thing I want to do is this elf skin. And I might do the elf skin before I do the dark brown. Just going lighter to darker with that. So I'm going to do like the whole face. And then after I will do like the hair, eyebrows, mustache, etc. But if I can, I'm going to avoid doing like the rest of his head where he would have hair instead. Bum, 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 bum. This actually hits Ben's skin tone fairly well. Ben is a pale man. He doesn't go outside much. That's not true. He's outside all the time, but he just burns. I'm allowed to say this because I am his friend. That's all. I still love the idea, Balor, of having Ben on Christian Mingle. And now I have headcanon that that's where he and Katie met. So it's even funnier. Can you imagine if they met on Christian Mingle? Like, that would be so ridiculous. Bum, 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 bum. All right, everybody, this is a moment of truth. Doing Ben's mustache. This is intense. This is intense, everybody. It's super intense because like you have to like get underneath of his face to get like the full like upper lip bottom of mustache configuration. But like there's like a fine line of like making him look like a goof. All right. Alright, now I have this other... Oh no, my brush. It's dying. I've had these brushes for like a long time. But time to paint Ben's hair. And Ben has like a lighter, dirty blondish type hair color for the most part. So we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna hit it with like a dry brush, I think, to give it more blondish highlights. Oh my gosh, it's 8:30 already. It's time to do another giveaway. If you would like to be included in these giveaways tonight, make sure for the next 5 minutes until 8:36, make sure you put in EF into the chat. If you already have, I will count you towards that. If you've already won one of the first giveaway, Al, unfortunately you won't be able to win the second one. But anybody who entered before is still eligible to win one of the other ones tonight. Fortunately for y'all, there's only a few of you in here right now, which means that you have a very high chance of getting one of these. For better or worse. So, if you have not put your EF into the chat, do it now. You have 3 more minutes. I still have to paint Katie tonight. This is gonna be craziness. I might have to do 2 streams. Cool. Let's touch up these hands a little bit. Cool. Got that hand, the right hand. Now touch up the left hand. The more chaotic hand, if you will. Now I gotta get in this little corner here on his left hand. Bam. Cool. Alright, now I think I'm ready to take a little bit more of this harvest brown. I'm going to mix it in because I think I made the mustache just a little too dark. So I think I'm going to try to like hit it a little bit with this lighter one. This lighter brown. Or at least just like dab it on there a little bit, you know what I mean? As if it were like the darker brown is like the undertones to it. And then I'm going to do the same thing probably on the hair again. I have like a good couple colors here. And I think Ben's head has a couple colors, you know, as everybody's does. And obviously, you know, where it's buzzed in the back, it's going to be a little bit shorter, closer to the roots of the hair. Which is fun. and fine. And then I'll hit it with a little bit more of that light brown that I have mixed. Oh, hey Cass. Cass, actually, I'm late. But if you would enjoy getting a $25 gift card, you can still enter. It doesn't seem like anybody else has thrown in for it. We're doing another giveaway for an Eldritch Foundry gift card worth $25 right now. I do have one last one towards the very end of tonight's stream, but I'm trying to like space them out a little bit, so we have another $25 gift card. If you'd like to be entered in for that, just type EF into the chat. And I'm going to do Ben's eyebrows, which are always tough. Like the amount of small details. And the thing too, like if these were just like 1-inch minis, I wouldn't have these problems. So I have these like nice little sponge things. And what I think I'm going to try to do is smooth out the excess. So that I can come back in with this fair skin. Just cover up my mistakes a little bit. Cool. And then I gotta check something really quick on my phone because I have like a good photo of Ben and I that is like with his eyes open and not as shadowed like this photo that I have up on the stream. At least I thought I did. Yeah. So I think what I need to do is I need to take some of this green, mix it with a little bit of that. I need some brown. And then I'm going to use a toothpick. where I'm going with that. All right. I'm going to, unfortunately, Cass, you missed out on this one. And Balor, you are the winner of the other $25 gift card from EF. I will send that to you over Twitter as well. For anybody just jumping in, I have been painting these cake topper minis for Ben and Katie's unofficial ceremony thing that they're having in like a month, and I've just been painting this one. This one's Ben. Starting to come along a little bit. I think we're gonna do a little bit of dry brushing for some highlights in a minute, but first we gotta get some pants and the belt done. So that has been like the big question at hand here, what we're gonna do with that. So I think for the pants, as much as I think it would be hilarious to just give Ben some like blue jeans, we're not going to do that. Because then he would actually look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. What I think could be fun is if I took this zombie flesh and gave him like a khaki-ish. That's a little bit green. I don't know how I feel about that, y'all. Do I have like a khaki? That's gonna be gold. Still an important color for the belt. I guess I could take this desert sand, maybe. And maybe mix them together? What do y'all think? That could be fun. For reference, actually, yeah, let's mix them together. Welcome back, Colonel. Now Ben kind of looks like he's ready to go Han Solo style. me get this belt. Just shaking up more paints, everybody. So we got this other brown here. I wanted it to kind of contrast a little bit from the one brown that we used for the leather. And I think I need to do that. Which is fine. Because then we're going to get the gold out for the buckle itself. Let's get a little bit more paint up here. So how are we looking here, guys? How's everybody? How is everyone feeling about this? Ben, Jar Jar's little brother. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Cool. think I'm going to let this dry for a little bit. And then I'm going to do a Nern oil. I'm going to make it a little bit of a shade with the Nern oil. And then I'm going to do some dry brush highlights. So that'll be super fun to finish Ben up with. Cool. In the meantime, we will not sit idly by here. We have a whole Katie to paint. I don't know if I'm going to finish Katie tonight. I spent a lot of time on Ben. I didn't even do their bases yet. Luckily for me, I think Katie's is going to be a little bit easier. She's just got like legs and a dress and a shirt. All right, let's paint Katie. So I think this top one is going to be, I'm going to do like a different color of purple, maybe like a lighter purple. But these bottom two parts to this skirt, or whatever you want to call it, or dress, are going to be in nice and purple. So this is going to be tight. Got it. And then we gotta get the inside of the dress. I imagine this is just like some sort of like spun material, so I feel like, especially with it being like blown out in the back and everything else, I feel like it's not going to be as like dark as we did with the Ben's inside of his duster. You know, it's like more of like a heavy opaque material, whereas this is kind of airy and more light, can kind of penetrate through like a fabric, if you could imagine so. So I think with this, I can keep the underside of the dress the same color. It's so hard sometimes with bases to like not miss something, and then like you look at it later and you're like, how the fuck did I miss painting that? Like layered lace or lace over silk. Yeah, exactly like that. So that's why I think with this top layer, Balor, like kind of see how there's like this like top piece that kind of sits on top of this under part of the skirt. I think that's going to be like the lighter lacy-ish aspect that I'm trying to hit. And again, since there's so much being covered with this, I'm gonna want to make sure I hit enough paint. But I don't want it to look too clumpy, like where the dress kind of overlaps and stuff like that. So it's finding that balance. And again, a tip that I picked up from the painter on YouTube, his name is Squidmar, is when you're doing cloth and stuff like this, you kind of always want to go like the same stroke direction to really show that texture of it being of like a fabric. Not sure how visible that's going to be on this, but I'm going to give it my best. So even though I've painted everything once on this, I'm kind of going back and just trying to make sure everything looks like it's being painted in the same direction. Now for this part of her top, I'm wondering if I should paint some of it this same bottom purple, or if I should just make the rest of the top all the same lighter purple with some white around these strap things. It's like a real Esmeralda vibe. if you're joining us, I see we got a couple people creeping in and creeping out. I am painting co-founders Ben and Katie here at AP. I'm painting their cake toppers for a ceremony that they're going to be having in a month or so. I do have one more giveaway, so if you are new here, just stick around, chat with us a little bit, and before we're done tonight, we're going to be having another giveaway. Sorry about that, y'all. So what would Katie be doing with like a spell book in this very flowy dress? Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think Katie would be doing in this outfit. All right. That part of the skirt is now done. As you can see, it's kind of drying, and you can tell that it's a different shade. It's in the same family for sure, but it is a different shade. I might actually add this white to this to lighten it up a little bit. Cool. And then I think I'm going to keep the top that same color. This nice like lavendery purple. I like it a lot. Now, you guys can call me cliche and shit all you want, but I really enjoyed this little like super happy, casual, bouncy song. Sorry for going off camera, everybody. But I think we're getting there with Katie. Beautiful progress, I think. Alright, now to give Katie some color. on her skin. I think that this is actually a good color for her hair. Maybe a shade darker. Thank you all for bearing with me. I know it's not easy when I'm like pulling the shit away. Oh my Lanta. There we go. All right. I think Kitty's hair is done. I really like this dark brown for maybe her sandals too, though. Let's tell Katie for her next mini she's not allowed to do sandals. Talk about a ridiculous thing to paint. But we're getting there. Cool. I think next we're going to do Katie's skin. So, I think to do that, we're going to take the fair skin, keep shaking it up because that's what we do here. So you can see what I'm doing as I'm mixing paints. So I took that one, and then I think I'm gonna take just a little drop of brown leather. And I think if I mix that correctly, we're gonna get a nice skin tone for Katie. Maybe another drop of brown. I just don't think we're getting there with that. Come on, Katie. That might work. Oh my goodness. Thanks for hanging, y'all. Cool, cool. We're getting there, y'all. Gotta get her gams. I think Ben would not appreciate it if I did not get Katie's calves. Then I got Katie's toes there. I'm gonna get the inside of her foot. And the beautiful thing about this is I can then go back with the dark brown and cover stuff that probably should have been part of the sandals or something, you know? Cool. Now we gotta do this book, which I feel like the fair skin is actually gonna do well for like a book page color. So let's just paint that up. Awesome. Oh boy. Do I have any more? Let's see here. I don't like that. Oh my gosh. Hey everybody that's just been joining. How are y'all doing tonight? Just painting up my friends. Currently working on my friend Katie, co-founder on Amateurish Productions with myself and her husband Ben. You may be asking why I'm painting my friend Katie, and the answer is they are going to be having a ceremony here in a little while. Less than a month, I believe. And when that happens, they needed some cake toppers. So that is what we are doing tonight. So if you're new to the channel, that's what's been going on. And if you aren't following us right now, you should totally do that and make sure your push notifications are on, because we used to communicate a lot through Twitter, and we still are trying to, but it is becoming harder and harder to use the platform. So if you really want to be able to follow up on what we're doing, we have actual plays going on fairly often and all the time. And with that, you don't want to miss it. So just be sure to give us the follow, and then you'll get notified every single time that we have new content coming at you live. So if actual plays are your thing, give us a follow. We would love to see you in our chat more often. And right now I'm just doing some touch-up stuff from where I went outside of the lines or into the crease of the joint of the body part and or the clothing. All right. I think that looks pretty great. Except I said it before and I'll say it again. Ben wants to see Katie's calves being painted. Oh, really? Dead Chicken, welcome to the channel. What were your first minis ever? And awesome to see that you got it from like a local game store. Got to keep that going. They like, they survive on our purchases, and they can help you get what you need if you go there often. So good on you for supporting a local store. How did that even happen? Oh, pre-painted. Awesome. Are painting minis something that you would want to do in the future? I think this is the second or third time that we have done painting on the channel. Oh man, I know what that's like. I too never have any time. So I appreciate your honesty. Time is a very, very precious commodity. I mean, dead chicken, not to blow up Colonel Blah's spot, but Colonel Blah was listening and lurking around in the channel before while doing tiling. So, you know, time is a precious commodity for everybody. Creators and viewers, audience, everybody, you know. I know, Colonel, I'm going to be making a kind of a DIY rod holder for the top of my car. And I've been slowly piecing together all the pieces just so that way whenever I do it, I don't have to go anywhere to get anything. But it's going to like attach to the top of my truck. It's not a truck. My Subaru. Cool. I think that the scroll should probably have this gold on it. I think it would be good to have gold, just like highlighting, just like little detail work with gold paint. Just give it like a pop factor. This one, and then I think I want to do the book like red, like the spine of the book. Do I have a red available to me already? Yeah, Colonel. I also like am like one of the people that like is gonna refuse to pay $600 for a rooftop rod holder, because like that's how much like they cost these days, and I don't got that kind of money for something like that. Like that's ridiculous. But for like $100 and like an hour of my time, I can make a triple rod holder for not only my fly rods, but also for my spinning rods whenever I am going out with my family who doesn't fly fish. Also, y'all, if I ever got into like fly tying, would you watch that shit? That's like another level of like tedious. Ba-ba-bum. Valor, I appreciate that you would do that. Ah, very cool. Yeah, this is one of those rod holders that you take like an ammo case and then you like cut out the bottom and you get like fittings and like glue them on there for like 1.5 inch PVC, and then you have to like make your own attachments. And I'm like playing around with how to make the attachments that like hook up to my crossbars, so that way I don't have to worry about someone just like unbolting it. And I think I figured it out, but I'm gonna have to like find some like random ass like heavy duty plastic and like drill it out and then set threading, which like I know how to do, but oh, very nice. No complaints. Alright everybody, this is like one of like the smaller detail things I'm doing for this. I'm going to put gold on the corner of these, this like, of the book for Katie. Sure, you've all seen pictures in fantasy literature or in real life even of like books that get bound with like gold on the outside and everything else. So I'm trying to emulate that here. Cool. Would carriage bolts work? I think that the carriage bolts are going to work, but I think what I'm going to have to do so that way they like are the square ended ones, that can like slide into the stupid crossbars. It has like that plastic strip that you can like pull out and then have it so they like lock, like basically are like locked in place. Cool. Everybody look at Katie. Katie looks so good. I really like the red. The red pops. You know, there's not a ton of different colors going on with her model, but I really like the way that that red pops when you look at it. I need to do Ben's belt really fast with the gold while I have it wet. And then I think there was even like something here that I kind of wanted to like get the tips of his like duster with like a gold accent. It's subtle, but it's there. You know what I mean? Cool, 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 cool. Time to do bases. Let me put this back on here. It's like the one part of painting them that you like actually want to like do that. And then I'm debating, y'all, whether or not I should use like actual like mini stuff. Like I have like mini sand for like bases and stuff. Yeah. It's the little touches. Yeah. The little touches, you know, they add so much character to it. And like it like pulls your eyes to two different parts of the mini. So like you don't notice some of the other stuff that might not be as detail oriented. But what's the word, y'all? Do you think I should throw on some like sand here? She has like this like wavy sandy pattern underneath. And then I can hit it with like Mod Podge and it'll be like locked in forever. So it won't like fall off and like get into the cake and stuff. Because that would not be fun. No one wants a sandy cake. So let me know what y'all think. Anyways, I'm gonna let this dry. Yeah, that's a great answer, Colonel. Agree with the artist. Holy shit, it's 10 o'clock already. Where does the time go when you're having fun painting minis? Now, mountain stone it is for Ben's base. And I'm just giving this, like, I'm using even like a bigger brush so I can just cover more ground more quickly with this, because it's just a bunch of stone. So nice, got that done. So while Ben's base dries, I think what I want to do is I want to take some of that white and mix it with that stone. And I'm going to do this cloud, this like smoke cloud thing with like a lighter gray. And that's fun. It's okay. There was some light gray on Katie's dress and I didn't want it to dry. But we're all good now. Okay, now I think I'm gonna do something real fun. I'm gonna do some Nern oil. Right? Like, what other color washes do I have? I have a brown wash. I have a shadow wash, which is basically the same thing as Nern oil. I have a flesh wash. That is like a red wash, and I don't want that. I guess the Nern oil is going to be the way to go. Take another big brush here. And I will start brushing. Are y'all familiar with how these things work? These washes, they put in a lot of work for you. And you don't need a ton to get the result you want. In fact, a lot of what I'm taking here is just from like other parts. It dries fairly clear, which is also nice. The other thing about this stuff is you just always have to be really careful not to let it like pool up in and stuff. In fact, like I'm even gonna take some of this off of Ben's face and like it's so nice, like make Ben's face look real dirty. I might have to repaint that, but definitely has like its applications, you know, and it dries nicely as well. The point of this stuff is to get into the cracks, and then it like adds like a lot of shadow. And then it's really nice to put on bases, because on the bases themselves, it gets into those cracks and looks really cool. Now I gotta be careful with this one. we go. For the Waluigi clan. That could still happen. So I'm doing what I would consider just like a pseudo dry brush. Just to like hit back on top of that Nern oil. Because it can get a little dark. You don't want that exactly all the time. In fact, I'd argue against using it all the time. See how that dries. Now I gotta touch Ben up a little bit. Blah, have a great night. But y'all, I think we're good for tonight. Let's get rid of Ben's headshot. And let's put these two sideways so y'all can see them. So let's take a look at Ben. I think the wash did a really good job with like his pants and his boots, just like really giving some good shadows and stuff. And then on the coat itself, I think it added a lot of texture to that leather. The mustache is looking good. And then just like look what it did to like the stone on the bottom, just made it look like it was almost puddly. And then Katie, where I did a much lighter brushing of the oil and really just like did a lot of shadows there. I think what I'm gonna end up doing for Katie specifically, I think I should do a dry brush of Katie. I might need to touch Katie's hair a little bit, but that's what the dry brushing just did. It just took it to the next level with that dress. In fact, if we did it to Ben, the front of him looks like really cool now. I might need to remove some of that or repaint some of that a little bit, but I think for the most part, these two are done. Having these little tensor things are fantastic to touch stuff up. But I think that's going to be it for the night, everybody. We got one mini 2 minis. Cake topping. It's been awesome. And I think for all the people that signed up for the giveaways tonight, Colonel Blah would be the only person who is still in the pool. So I will make sure I reach out to them to get them their discount code or their gift card. And I appreciate everybody for hanging out tonight. You'll find me here again next week. I know for sure I'm here a couple nights. And I think I'm actually DMing next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. It should be a lot of fun. We're doing the like post-apocalypse Mitra stuff, so that should be a really great time. I will talk to you all until then on the next time, and have a wonderful evening, everybody. Good night.